people keep re-uploading it now recently. And especially because I've tried to use Instagram more than I use TikTok recently, which is a bad idea because...
Oh, it's a leaked video of your OnlyFans?
No.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crap shoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host.
Yeah.
James. I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy.
James.
It just works like that.
It's a little bit weird that you call me that because nobody else calls me
that. And a lot of things have happened this week, James.
A lot of things, and last week.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
yeah.
You know. Anyway, so continue your thing, James. Leaked video.
So, yeah, it was, well, it sounds really weird now because the video I was going to discuss is about a kid. So weird that you take it in this direction, JD.
Well, I mean, I had no idea, but I mean, there's only one person who ever brings up.
What gross mind you have?
You might think that I'm the one that has, bad comedic timing, but I mean, to be honest, I'm not the one bringing up the topic of a video of a child probably who has experienced something terrible. I mean, there's only one person I ever hear that from, and it's just a little sus that happened.
No, it wasn't like one of those kind of Instagram videos where it's like, a person just getting murdered and that's for some reason so mass uploaded on that platform. No, it's just like a weird video where this kid like is downing a whole, like one of those big bottles of Pedialyte, and then like he like looks in the camera and his eye is going fucking sideways.
Was it like what's Pedialyte? It's just like
it's
a
like
vitamin
a kid version of Gatorade, essentially.
Oh, so it's just Gatorade?
It kinda. It's supposed to be good for you and like help you with your vitamins and everything, but I've heard it be very compared to Gatorade.
I see.
As like the kid Gatorade essentially. But yeah, it's like this fucking crazy it's firstly this kid is like drinking this like his life depends on it. He's like drowning almost because he like when he like the mom's like, "What are you drinking Pedialyte for?" He like pulled away, just hear him go. He's like almost like drowning himself drinking it. And he's just like, I need it. And his eyes
addiction's
like
a hell of a drug, James. Pedialyte's a hell of a drug.
His eye is going literally one eye is looking at her and the other eye is going sideways. Anyways,
and
it's just I keep seeing this video pop up.
You see this video on your TikTok feed?
No, on Instagram, which is weird because it's like usually Instagram will be like, hey, because we keep sending you videos of people like just dying in horrible, brutal accidents. Here's a kid's eye going sideways because he drinks Pedialyte. What?
Oh, that's weird because, James, I've got a bunch of other friends and, well, they use Instagram too. And I've never heard this happen to, I've never heard about them talking about seeing videos of people horrendously dying.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just I don't know, James. It's just weird that there's just one person out of
it's not one person because JD, the content people make is, hey, I really hope I don't open Instagram and see somebody die, and it's like the video of like a horrific car crash. That's like the caption of it. So it's clearly this is a content made for people, and for some reason Instagram keeps going. You know how you kind of scroll by these.
It's
what if this
funny.
Is all we show you?
It's funny. It's a jape.
It's interesting because like when I scroll through Instagram like reels, I'll just like click on a reel and start scrolling, and like nothing afterwards will be related to what the first thing was. It's almost always like just this like very specific list of shit, and it's like, what? Who is this for? And it's like nobody. Well, but hey, you're getting it.
It's for you, James.
Yeah, JD.
You just don't even realize
they don't have a shitty algorithm, I'm sure.
You don't even realize that yes, this multi-billion-dollar company probably has the really shitty algorithm.
Yes. Yes. It literally does though. That's what you sound like.
Well, Jay, is that
So anyways, I wanted to come with some receipts, JD, because I got a little annoyed by you being on stream being like, remind me to never do a bit with you about people looking alike.
Yeah.
Crow and Gallagher do look alike.
I'm so glad that that got to you. I was like, man, I really hope I get James on this.
So this is Crow and Gallagher, and then that's Crow in Volume 7. So that's Crow when he first appeared, and then Volume 7. Gallagher looks like them, JD.
I have to disagree.
It's like literally taking from the design almost. I mean, especially with the side cape that he has.
I mean, I had to disagree, man. It's just,
of course, I mean,
side capes. Crow is not the only dude who's ever had a side cape.
JD, hold on. of course you can disagree, but you'd also probably say in that case that the show Chip Chilla, Ben Shapiro's version of Bluey, doesn't look like the Bluey show just because they're different animals and not because, it's capturing the same dynamic and look. You'll be like, oh, well, they're just both kid cartoons about animals and that's all. Well, no, it's quite literally one for one just taking what Bluey does and remaking it into a shittier format.
Wait, Chip, Chilla, and
Yeah, I'm
Bluey?
sending you stuff. I'm sending you stuff.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
So Bluey was the Australian show about the family who are portrayed by dogs and everything.
Yeah.
It's a very fun, show that everybody loves, but it's a bit too woke for conservatives, despite the fact that apparently this is a conservative leaning show because they have the mom be the worker and the dad's the stay at home.
Well,
Now
yeah, I
for
mean, yeah, it's
Chipchilla,
just
that's not the case. They corrected that. The dad's the worker and the mom stays at home. And also they have another kid. So it's not the same at all, but it is the same. It's Ben Shapiro's version. I'm not making a joke when I say this. It literally is Ben Shapiro's animated show.
yeah. Well, I mean, if he says, hey, it took inspiration from this thing, then yeah, it's
They
basically
did,
just a
though.
copy
They
of
don't
him.
say that. They say this is an original creation to hold conservative values.
Yeah,
Yes.
an animated show about a family. I mean,
Mhm.
family who's been what is the word for it? Where they are represented by animals instead of humans. It's an
Uh,
anamorphosized, something like that.
yeah, something like that.
I don't know.
Animorphs.
Whatever. It's yeah. Okay.
My point is, JD,
Yeah.
every, to say that like in the way that you describe Crow and Gallagher not being the same is the same way you would
As in
probably
like
describe.
designs. Yeah. The design is not the
No, because
same.
their designs are also the same, Jade. There's just it's like difference. I get that you are like trying to be, contrarian, like James.
I'm
It's
not being
literally I
contrarian,
can't
James. It's
stress this
it's just
enough.
not the same. It's
But
not the
it
same.
is even with the weird shoulder from the vest thing, like the little like little bit of material that like collects over it. He has that as well.
He does not. I don't know what you're
He
talking about.
does. Look at the left one. Look at the one on the left. He
The
has those
crow on the
shoulder things.
left?
Yes, the crow on the
Yeah.
left. He has those shoulder things. Then Gallagher, he has those shoulder things.
He doesn't have a
Even
shoulder thing. I don't
what
know.
are you
I don't know
talking
what
about?
you're
Do,
looking
do you
at,
not see the
James.
line that goes from the shirt to the vest?
There's a vest and he has a shirt
That
underneath it, but
material
it's
that
not. There's
connects
no
with the
extra
shoulder
material
thing.
there. It's
I
just his
you are
shirt underneath
you
the vest.
no, JD, because that's not the
And he has a
JD. You are
tie. He
genuinely
doesn't have
you
a
are
tie, and he's got
genuinely
like a.
being crazy.
I
You
don't
are
know
like
what that is
actually
actually. He's got
trying
like a
as hard as you
thigh.
can. You are
Gallagher's got like a
actually
thigh
trying as hard
strap.
as you can.
He's got like a thigh strap that, and I don't know what that is actually, but yeah, this. I mean, it's just
You are actually trying as
their
hard as you
faces are
can to be
completely
in denial
different.
about
Their
this.
hairstyles are different. The cape
You're
shape is
such a
different.
bitch.
I mean,
You're
it's
such a
just.
bitch.
I mean, James,
You're such
I
a
get that maybe
bitch.
you're.
You are
I
you're
understand,
trying
James,
so
that
hard to play.
since you're a
You were
huge
trying so
Transformers
hard to be
fan, you
like
would like to think that every single tiny minute difference, or indeed every like tiny minute similarity is like, oh my god, so it's the
I'm
same
not saying
exact
every
design,
tiny. I'm not saying it's the same
but
exact
I'm
thing
pretty
because the
sure if
tiny
you
minute
list
stuff.
off, if you put
I
Crow
no,
and
JD. I'm
Gallagher
saying,
and you tell your
JD, their
friends,
person. Hey, I'm taking my headphones off. Their personality alone is similar. The voices are similar.
yeah,
They
okay,
both have
I
these
don't know their
cape things.
personalities, they could be
They have
similar.
the same sort of attire. They look alike. Just because they have palette swapped and they've added like a tie and a bunch of weird like straps doesn't make it not look like him.
They're like man swapped, James. It's two completely different people.
These aren't different people though.
Like I don't know.
Like,
I don't know if you're not seeing it, but
no, I am seeing it. You're not seeing it because you're trying to be like, no, James, they're not similar at all. But they literally are. They literally are.
I mean, it's not really up to me then. You could just say it to like a bunch of other people. If you get another person saying, "Oh my god, they're
Sure,
like super
everybody that's
similar,"
watching
then
this in the comments right now, JD, put this picture on screen.
you
In
want
the
me to put a picture
comments,
up on
tell
it?
me, yeah, I want you to poo, and I actually want you to do it.
I'll just take this exact picture that you sent
Yeah,
me
take
in
this exact
Discord
picture.
and set it up there.
Does Gallagher, the guy in the middle, look like Crow, the guys on the side?
Yeah, both the guys on this side are Crow. Is that like from different seasons?
Yeah, so the one on the left is volume 3, and then the one on the right is volume 7.
Okay, yeah, I got it then. Yeah, well, if it's a similar enough to the point where you think I'm reaching, then let me know. You can leave a comment. But yeah, I don't think it's very similar.
They are so similar.
Anyway, though, is that what you wanted to just get off your chest?
Yeah, that's the whole podcast. Just let it run for a minute now.
Anyway, though, we watched a movie too.
We watched Godzilla X Kong.
Watched that new Godzilla
new
movie.
Empire.
I'm surprised they called it Godzilla X Kong when it was more of a King Kong movie with Godzilla included in it.
Because they got to use Godzilla as the main stick because it was Godzilla vs Kong.
Yeah, and that one was also kind of a King Kong movie.
Yeah, they've both been King Kong movies. Yeah. With Godzilla just being a person that's the driving force in the background.
I'm actually surprised at how little I've seen Godzilla in this movie too. I thought it was going to be a more of an even split kind of movie. From the name, because I haven't seen the trailers.
No, that's only Batman vs Superman that does even splits.
Yeah. I can give you that one.
I like how you tried not to for a second. You're like,
well, I was just trying to remember the movie because I don't remember it that well. I was trying to remember if that actually wasn't even split, but you know,
it is.
It's been a while since I've seen it. So yeah, the King Kong movie is pretty good. I mean, I liked it. I liked it better than the other Godzilla versus King Kong. And yeah, you should go watch it. It's pretty cool. They had one of my new favorite characters in it, Baby Gronk. And man, he was a riot. I'll tell you what, man, he's a fan favorite. One of my favorite scenes was just him getting the shit beat out of him by King Kong. I think at one point he used Baby Gronk like a mace. So he picked him up and he just used him to smack around some other, like nunchucks, and he used them to smack around some other monkeys. And it was pretty solid. Pretty solid. And of course, as always, the human parts are kind of boring, but they always have to include it in the movies. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a King Kong X Godzilla movie.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it, James? Do you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. What'd you give it out of 10?
I'd give it I fell asleep during most of it out of 10.
You did, actually. That happens in almost every movie we go watch.
Dude, I have
that's been happening
days.
in a lot of movies.
I'm sorry. I have long days. I don't
like we were watching the movie and at some point I was cracking jokes, and at some point there was like a fight scene. There was a fight
to you anymore, and
there was a fighting scene that happened. So I stopped like making jokes. I'm like, oh, this fight scene. I want to watch this fight scene. And then right when the fight scene's about to end, I look over at James about to crack like a funny jape, and then he's just eyes closed, mouth open, drool going onto his shirt. And I'm like, oh, you know, I'll just let the guy sleep. He looks like he needs it. So I just won't say anything. I'll let him sleep. Honestly, I have no idea how people can sleep in a movie theater.
I'm used to loud noises.
Yeah, for me, like when I sleep, I need to have like perfect silence.
I live right by the highway. I'm used to noise. I'm used to noise when I go to sleep.
I need to be so quiet that I can hear. The only thing I hear is the loud ringing tinnitus in my ears, and that helps me fall asleep.
I more often than not have like something playing on my phone when I go to sleep.
So I can't believe that. Like, because my family does this too. They fall asleep at the movie theater, where it's like in the middle of a fight scene too, like roaring, like King Kong's roaring, the sea serpent he's fighting is roaring too, is splashes everywhere, gigantic booms. The movie theater's like literally rumbling from like the base of the impacts of the hits, and you're just.
Let's just say I'm built different, man.
Yeah, built different.
Yeah, built tired.
Makes me wonder, if I set fire to your house while you're asleep, will you just die? Like burning, burst. Just no questions. Yeah,
I don't even need to let you finish that one, man. I'll get it for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, bud, I'm out cold already.
I'm already asleep. You don't even know.
My head has hit the table.
You've been sleep talking to me for about 15 minutes now.
JD, I've already fallen asleep here.
Yeah, I like the main bad guy in the movie. Scar King. Scar King. He's a lanky dude, and he's kind of small too.
He's a lanky Kong.
He's a lanky one, and I really like the designs of all the other King. Are they King Kongs? What is the species
They're
name? Do
they're
you know what
they're
that's
like an
called?
adjacent species.
It's like a separate thing
Yeah,
because they're more like
it's like
chimpanzees, and then King Kong is like he's like a gorilla.
yeah, it's like they're monkeys, but of
Yeah,
different tribes.
yeah, but they're all just apes at the end of the day. Great apes.
Wow, Jay, that's
Um,
pretty racist.
well, I mean, if you wanted to think like that, if you want to think like that, that's up to you.
I mean, I'm not
Your
thinking like that.
prerogative.
It's just what you said.
Well, I mean,
I
in
mean,
my
you shouldn't have
mind,
said that.
obviously, well,
You
if you want me
shouldn't
to
have said
explain, I
that.
can. In my mind,
You shouldn't have said that.
apes are different
You shouldn't have said that.
from a race of people. And I know James constantly reminds me all the time that that apes are these certain race of people, but I mean, I don't think that. So anyway, some of them are
He's trying to
balding.
make me sound racist, but it's crazy because like he's
Dude,
just digging
I don't
himself
have
a
to make you
deeper
sound
hole.
racist, James. You're the one who said it. It wasn't me who said, you're being racist
Yeah,
right now and
when did
talking
I
about
say that?
apes.
When did I say that?
You
Because it
just
sounds like
did.
it's something you're saying and trying to push
They're
off on other
balding,
people.
James.
It
They're,
sounds like you're.
the
It sounds like
monkeys
you're
are
projecting.
balding.
JD, it sounds like you're projecting.
Why are they balding? Is it just because do chimpanzees just bald too?
Yeah, some of them do.
Naturally out in the wild?
That's actually some of them that do. Yeah.
Yeah, so the designs of a lot of the monkeys, like they're just balding. And it's the funniest looking dudes ever because obviously the more evil ones are the ones that have less hair on top of their heads.
I think we can just apply that logic to real life.
yeah. Yeah, James, I don't know if you would like that. Because then people might
I
look at
still have
you and
hair, unlike the people I was going to point at. You know.
well, count your days, James. Count your hairy days because it's
James. Me have hair. Andrew Tate and Jeff Bezos don't. Andrew Tate says he shaves it because he likes how he looks shaved, or
yeah.
no, because he wants to, and it's definitely not because he's
I mean,
balding. But then we saw how
yeah.
he looked when he got out of prison, and that was thinning.
We saw how it
Every hair
looked.
on that head was thinning.
We saw how it looked when he tried to grow it
The
out.
king has a full head of hair.
When he let it grow out, and it's probably the thinnest. It was the thinnest sheet of ice on top of a lake I've ever seen.
King had better hair.
It's quite unfortunate. I feel for the guy, really, I do. And anyway, back to the movie. Yep, the monkeys were thinning. They're molding, and Baby Gronk wasn't. For some reason, I think it was just Baby Gronk and Skarking that had like different colored fur. Unless you noticed any other monkeys that had
the one
different
that was like protecting Baby Gronk was like the family member one that like
I'm guessing it's like
Skarking
his
threw into the
mother or
lava.
something.
It was
his
like
mom?
reddish.
Yeah, so Skarking
I
and
don't
Baby
know, but it was
Gronk, they have like
reddish.
reddish fur. And
Mhm.
everyone else has just black fur, just like King Kong.
There, JD goes projecting once again.
And when I like King Kong, I like Skarking's weapon. He just uses like a spine of something. It's like the spinal cord of some monster. And he has a little shard of a magic gem attached to the end of it, and he uses it to like whip King Kong, basically.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, whips don't really do that much like damage physically. It just hurts a lot.
No, they will fucking break through your skin, JD. What kind of whips are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of like the long, like the Indiana Jones kind of whip. Where it's like a long leather thing.
That shit will like cut.
Because I've seen some. I've only seen like one video of someone using a whip to test how much damage it would do, and he was like really whipping like this watermelon, and it wasn't even like doing anything to it. Didn't break it or anything. So I was thinking,
right, but
wow, that's weird. I thought
isn't the same as human skin.
you're right. It's easier to break a watermelon than human skin. So
no, but
at that point, it's like
human skin is a lot softer than watermelon. Like just whipping at it won't do it, but human skin will like cut under like something of that pressure. And with how those whips are made, it would slice it. Just because it's like not cracking the watermelon doesn't mean it's not cutting against it.
I meant
but
like
human skin, because how tight it is,
cutting,
it slices
breaking the
us
skin
and,
of the
like,
watermelon. You know.
Are you sure it wasn't breaking the skin of the watermelon, JD?
Well, I mean, the guy I saw watch it said it wasn't. He close up shot of the watermelon, turned it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's fine." It was a video I saw where some dude tried to make like a really lethal metal whip or something. He wanted to make like a chain whip made of like metal, and he was like, "I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna make the deadliest whip ever, and I'm compare it to a regular
whip. That's not gonna do anything.
I'm gonna compare it to a regular whip." And well, I hate to burst your bubble, James, but it did in fact
I
work.
heard to burst your bubble. That's not how that works. Like,
but it did work.
I'm telling you this genuinely. That's not how that works. I don't care what the video tells you. A chain whip is going to be a lot harder to swing around and do anything with compared to like a regular leather sort of kind of whip.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it was harder to swing around because it was just heavier.
Like you're not gonna do the damage that you think you will. It's it's like video.
Well, you'll do your damage to
stationary
stationary targets that you just don't move.
Yeah, even then.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know anyone who's out there wanting to use whips as a self-defense weapon instead of
a young Michael Jones in a Springtrap costume.
The perfect casting. But anyway, Scar King uses a whip, and it's cool. Also, there's the I guess it'll be I'll say a little bit of spoilers since movie's been out for like 2 weeks or something now.
He's also in the trailers.
If you don't like it, then no. Was he in the trailers? The new okay they just like put out. I didn't watch the trailer, so I was surprised by the new character that they added in.
You were surprised that the bad guys in the movie were a monkey and a lizard.
It was like an ice lizard, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that the good guys of the movie were
popped out of nowhere for
and
me.
A lizard, a fire lizard.
That popped out of nowhere for me. I was like, well, why is there an ice lizard? When was that a thing? It turned out he's a pretty important character apparently because he was in a lot of scenes. He might have been in more scenes than Godzilla was actually.
Probably, honestly.
No, it was probably like this. It was probably still less, but he had a lot of screen time. His screen time was probably more. So yeah, I was just surprised at this new Titan thing. Apparently, we'll be seeing it more often later on, or maybe they'll just forget about it. I don't know. It seems pretty cool. Apparently, it was the reason for the Ice Age in universe lore. By the way, Hollow Earth is like crazy cool. Hollow Earth and the Ice Age caused by the Ice Titan. Again, so many lore drops in this movie.
Spelled with an H. A.
Hollow spelled with an H-A. Different meaning.
Sorry, I didn't say a funny joke. I just said words and forgot I wasn't muted. Mm-hmm. I genuinely forgot I was talking.
Well, it's on
a podcast when I said that.
There was a lot of hype.
I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. He can hear me when I just.
There was a lot of hype in the movie. A lot of hype in the movie. You should go watch it and actually watch it and not just sleep during it.
So people are using the clip of Kong beating the other gorillas with baby Gronk, and they're saying me fighting off Child Protective Services from taking away my beer getting machine.
That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Man. Anyway, James, do you have any final thoughts on the thing? Any topics you want to talk about before?
I thought it was good. I think it was a genuinely pretty good movie. I have no complaints about it. I fell asleep during.
Pretty crazy how you like this kind of dumb fun, but when we watched the Meg 2, you weren't having so much fun.
Yeah, mostly because of my just initial feelings about the Meg. The Meg angers me, but I don't think I've ever felt angry at
it was the Meg 2
movie.
I didn't watch the Meg.
The Meg in general. It's not just the Meg 2. It's Meg itself.
Yeah, okay. When the human characters fly into Hollow Earth, the second Hollow Earth within the Hollow Earth.
I'm sorry, JD.
And
this universe has established
the pyramid temples, and they're like, oh, the gravity is being manipulated by the psychic powers of these indigenous people.
JD, I'm talking.
That is way worse than Jason Statham surfing on a board and using an explosive spear to kill Megs.
So I'm taking my headphones off. So it's much different when this universe establishes that it has this technology and can do these things. And then the Meg is like, yeah, we have regular stuff. Also, we're going through the crust of the earth because we can all of a sudden do that. It's a lot different than when these movies have been building up the fact that they are capable of doing this with technology and establishing this. Unlike the Meg, which then just does a jump, JD.
They established that there's just dudes with psychic
They
energy
established that
in
they
Hollow
can do
Earth.
that over the past couple movies.
They've
They did it
established that
last
they
movie and nearly crashed their ship when they did it. They have made improvements on their technology as they move on.
they established that
JD, they
the Eway
established
tribe
this,
the
JD.
Eway tribe hidden in Hollow Earth within the Hollow Earth can use their psychic powers to manipulate gravity inside of Hollow Earth too, and use and when the temples touch tips, then it disables all gravity for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. So I don't know if you've heard about
JD.
this, James, but your fear of airplanes of flying is more justified now.
Oh, is it?
Yes, because recently a Boeing whistleblower was found dead after testifying against Boeing.
And he definitely committed suicide and
thing.
he was not
Yeah,
shot.
it was suicide.
It was definitely suicide. He was not shot and killed after being outed as the whistleblower. Definitely not what happened.
I think he was found inside of like his truck in a parking lot with a gun in his hand.
Outside of the hotel he was staying in.
Yeah, something like that. It was just like the most sus circumstances around his death.
There were 7 bullets in the back.
And it was like a week before he was going to go into like a court and testify.
But no, definitely not murder.
I don't think I've ever flown in a Boeing aircraft, but I've been hearing these horror stories about Boeing, like specifically Boeing airplanes.
Understandable.
Where they like their engines would just randomly blow up like mid-flight, and like their emergency doors, and they're like crafted with metal scrap or something. So apparently Boeing has been just like a rambunctious little child when it comes to their airplanes. They've been building them with metal scrap, replacing parts, like ignoring all kinds of safety protocols, and it's been going a bit weird for them.
This just sounds like my workplace, man.
Eventually, one of this Boeing whistleblower was like an ex manager there or something, where he claims that they claims in quotations that they use like the scrap metal to replace parts on the aircraft, and they don't account for like parts that go missing or something. Anyway, it was like a whole laundry list of stuff. I think at one point he said that the oxygen systems were not fully functional, and like a fourth of them didn't work. So like, like in an emergency situation when the oxygen masks would fall through the ceiling of the plane, and you would like put it on. Apparently a fourth of those just didn't work. So if you were flying on a Boeing airplane.
What? You're telling me that Boeing didn't have actually working stuff?
Yeah, I am telling you that. So that was a thing. And also, apparently they had like a bunch of their planes crashing was due to like a system change that they did between different models of planes. So before, I think pilots would fly a certain model of Boeing airplane, but then they switched to like a new model of a plane, and this new model they wanted to save costs. Boeing wanted to save costs, so instead of like teaching the pilots how to fly these like new model planes, they would just implemented like this like a flight assistant system in these new planes that try to make it the flying experience as similar to the previous model of plane as possible, so that the pilots like just didn't have to learn anything or learn how to fly this new plane. And it turns out that this flight assistance system was not very good. So it had like this like anti-crash like protocol built into it, where if it like detected that the plane was like in a nosedive or something, it would like try to pull up and adjust the steering of the plane. I don't know what they call it, but yeah. So this like system would like malfunction, and it would like send the plane into a nosedive, just randomly, and like the pilots have no idea what's going on because they were never told actually that there was a flight assistance system.
So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
like fix what I'm gonna say when I say it.
Okay.
Um, I'm so glad I'm not going to RTX this year, but also I'm sad I'm not going for, obvious reasons. But
You're not going.
yeah,
Why
they
not?
closed down.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was actually announced before they said that it would happen too.
So, I see. I thought they would. Thought they would at least do like one more, but they just said no. We're just gonna cancel everything.
Well,
When
no,
that
it
news
was
dropped.
they didn't have the funds to do it again this year.
Oh, I see.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would send the plane into a nosedive, and the pilots would have like no idea what's going on. I think quite a few planes have crashed because of that. Like it would just a random nosedive out of nowhere. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny.
No, it is. It's also sad that the guy died, but I get that you wouldn't
Yeah,
understand that, you fucking psycho.
it
But
is. It is sad, and
uh
everyone is speculating that Boeing had something to do with this guy's death.
I don't know how much speculation really falls into it.
Well, I mean, technically, there's no evidence, but it's all circumstantial.
Yeah,
But
man, sure. There's no evidence.
it's a pretty sus circumstance. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and confidently say there's no evidence because no shot. They murdered that guy.
Yeah. So your fear of flying in airplanes. If you're flying in a
It's
Boeing
justified.
plane, like count your lucky days. It's gonna be a rough ride. Apparently, I don't know
Not
much
for me
about the
because
other
I won't be flying in it.
the other airplane companies, but I wouldn't doubt if they had like, some similar things to Boeing. Although apparently Boeing used to be pretty good until they like merged with a different
Oh yeah,
airplane
no,
company.
Boeing had like some good like stuff and whatnot. And
They
they
used to be
were
like an
the
engineering company or
playing
something.
playing people and everything. So
Yeah, it used to be
it's
like an engineering company specifically meant for like aerial vehicles or something. And then they merged with some other company I forgot the name of, which was a business oriented airplane travel, like a commercial airline company. And then
Rap Shit
apparently,
Incorporated.
yeah, but they when they merged, that company was like going to die or something. It was like the weaker of the two companies, and they were going bankrupt. And apparently, the company that was going to go bankrupt was the one that took over Boeing. Apparently, so that's why they are so bad now. But yeah, just some food for thought. I didn't know about that until I heard about it like a week ago. Anyway, in other
On
news
that
was
note, I'm currently a whistleblower for my current. Oh, hold on, someone's at my door.
work your
Hello.
current workplace. Uh-oh. It's sad that James is committed suicide right before he was about to testify against his work company a week before. In other news of society apparently collapsing, or at least
Really?
infrastructure collapsing, the Baltimore Bridge got ran
Yeah,
into and it fell apart.
crumbled
Yeah, it crumbled like a piece of paper. I saw the clip of it.
like a Django tower.
I'm
It
pretty
fell.
sure I don't know how many people died in that. Was there no casualties or was there's
Oh
probably
no,
some
there were
people
definitely deaths, dude.
because I don't know. I
Uh,
heard I heard some various things about it. I just saw the clip, but I don't know. Didn't see any like news articles about it. Like from somebody I saw, from one of the comments I saw, they said that they evacuated the bridge beforehand, but I'm not sure if they did or not. Like it's anyway. So what happened was like a cargo freight ship crash like just ran into one of the pillars of the bridge, and it just caused the whole bridge to implode and collapse in on itself. The video is like crazy because it's like the bridge is like completely fine, and then like the next second it's just all like
4 people, I believe, are presumed dead.
it just evaporates. So 4 people, yeah, that's less than I thought there was going to be in a giant bridge collapse. So apparently they
'Cause this
did
was, I
evacuate.
mean, a good thing is that like the well, no, because it was there. You can see in the video there are a lot of cars on the bridge, but I think because the people are in their cars, it definitely helps with like not fucking atomizing from hitting the water at that height.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Where it's like I don't know.
Well, you're
There's
definitely
so many
gonna
cars on that
JD.
bridge,
This is
and you're telling
it's
me
not
all
saying
those
that
cars
they
on the
weren't.
bridge that people are in on that bridge that collapsed, 4 people died?
But the people that died were not in cars. They were people doing repair work on the bridge
Oh, I
at the
see.
time of its
Well,
collapse.
being repaired at the time of
Yeah,
when it got
I
hit.
think so. It was like there was some sort of thing happening to it at the time, and it kind of just fell.
Hmm. Yeah. So apparently, it was from what I've heard, it was a cargo ship. It like lost power or something when it was floating around, and just happened to be near the ship, and it was like on a direct crash course with this bridge. So when it lost power, it just like rammed straight into like the bridge's pillar, and that's why that happened. Can confirm or not?
Yeah, let me double check.
Are you like looking up an article of it right now?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's just pretty crazy. That was a pretty popular bridge to use too. Like it was a very necessary bridge. It was a big bridge, by the way. It's not a small bridge. It was like a massive bridge.
No, it's huge.
Yeah, and it's gone now. Immediately
Yeah,
collapsed.
the vessel had lost power, and they had called it in a mayday call moments before they crashed, which crazy.
Hmm. That's pretty unlucky that they lost power right before they were about to
That's
pass underneath the bridge. Strange.
Yeah, it's made me realize how weak our fucking literal infrastructure is, and like how, and this is gonna be a crazy thing to say, but hear me out. Terrorist
Yeah.
attacks that could have so much worse like effect if they actually focused on shit like that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a little sus that you would, mention that, James. You planning
Am I
something?
fucking
You planning
wrong
something
though?
big anytime
Like,
soon, or
but am I wrong though? Like you see what I'm saying, right? Like the
I get
fact
what you're
that
saying.
shit got hit, just it, by the way, again, this is one of the pillars being like hit. This isn't
Yeah.
like something hit the bridge. It hit one of the pillars, and the
Mhm.
entire bridge itself fell. So one support goes, the whole thing goes. That is a problem with our infrastructure, and I know we're not going to actually get a better result from this because we never fucking do.
I don't know if there could be a better one. Maybe there would be a bridge design where it could still function even after a pillar is
No, it
broken.
yeah, that's the thing though. That's why it should not. The whole thing should not collapse because one pillar gets taken out.
But I'm not super uh informed on like mechanical engineering or like architectural engineering to know if there's actually a design like that. I could probably just find it out real quick. But I don't know. Like I don't know if it makes it might just make sense to me that just so they're so either greedy or dumb that they don't want to spend any more than they do on that bridge to make it so it can survive that. Because I know that the cargo ship, it was not like a small cargo ship either. It was like it was a pretty decent sized one.
Oh no, yeah, it's large,
It is a
very
large
very
ship,
huge.
and that pillar definitely would not survive getting hit by that. Um, and that entire bridge though, it folded in on itself like immediately.
Yeah, the whole thing is that the bridge collapsed immediately from just losing one pillar. It like there was no saving it. There was nothing that would have stopped that apparently.
Hmm.
That shit just fell immediately.
Yeah, pretty. Oh,
Hmm.
oh yeah. I see a post on a blog about that exact thing that you just told me. Someone says I find it surprising how the entire bridge collapsed after just one pillar was knocked out. Hmm. Huh. And there's a reply that says the ship container hits one of the two main pillars of the bridge. I guess it was a main pillar
Mm.
in the central area. Um, hmm.
I don't know, I guess this also brings me to like I
The
think it's
question is the
dangerous
question
that we
is if the
have like we don't have like specific like rivers built just for the ships to pass through, you know?
I mean, yeah, I guess
Like
so. I think
I
it's one
feel
of
like
those things that are like
this was bound to happen.
I guess it was bound to happen, but since it doesn't happen so often, they just assume that that it's okay to not have that.
Which is crazy.
It's like the same with Las Vegas where it's just not built to handle like rainfall because it just doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it like floods like everything and everything goes to shit during the day when it's raining a lot.
Yeah, and then it's like fucking what is it?
Like
Texas when they got
I guess
snowed
they're
on.
just balancing like cost benefits with that,
Mm.
where it's like yeah, it's going to be more expensive to like build in like flood prevention infrastructure, but if it only floods like once every like 7 years, does it really is it really worth it? But I don't know. I'm not a shipbuilder, or I don't have to make the decisions to make ships or like rivers and stuff, so it's up to them really. Yeah, I guess yeah, that ship would have completely annihilated that pillar. Hmm.
In other tragic news, have you heard about by the way, do you mind if I move on to something else since
Yeah, it's
before
fine.
we run out of time and
I'm
whatnot?
just looking at the yeah, I'm just looking at the post. You can move on, yeah.
Have you heard of the lavender AI?
No, I've not.
So Israel is using an AI system. This has been a thing for a while, but now there's a big whistleblower who's come out to talk about it more explicitly, confirm stuff that was kind of just originally theorized and whatnot. Um, the Lavender AI is a targeting system that Israel uses to target Hamas, or as they would call Hamas targets. And what do you think the civilian casualty rate for just one, let's say, junior Hamas member would be? Like the
Junior what?
acceptable, yeah, the junior Hamas member, as they call it. What do you think their acceptable civilian casualty rate is for just that one?
Does this mean like a how many civilians is it okay to kill as long as you kill a junior Hamas member?
Yes.
Is that what that means?
Yes,
Oh, they have an actual number for this?
they do.
Um,
It changes depending on the level of Hamas member as well. I'll go into that in a
this is a
minute, but
lavender AI thing, or is this just
yeah, Lavender AI, and this also does apply to them, but it's built into the AI.
50?
50 people for a junior member.
Yeah,
Well, Jay, that might be your thoughts on what Israel's done already getting to you. Actually, it's 15 to 20, believe it or not.
15 to
Um,
20,
I want to say this: any number is too high.
20 to 15.
Yeah, 15 to 20
Okay.
civilians for a junior Hamas member is acceptable. How
Hmm,
many do you think for a senior member?
50.
100.
Oh, I thought it was double, but it was more like a it was more like a quadruple.
20 civilians for one Hamas target implies a 95% civilian kill rate.
That's a lot.
This is a thing that I had heard about last year, around when this was first starting to kick off. I think more in December, going on January. I had heard about the Lavender AI, and the example given then was talking about if we were talking about a building and basically an apartment building, how many
Yeah.
floors of that building will they kill for a person who's in one room? And it
Hmm.
was like the three floors, the one they're on, the one below it, and the one above it are acceptable if it means they're getting the person in that room. But then if it's like, bigger target, then it allows them to take out even more and whatnot. And this was proven to be exact because they had done exactly this when they fired a missile into West Bank to kill a target and killed a ton of fucking civilians in the process.
Huh.
They
Yeah.
they have removed the human
Wait,
part
so
of murdering
they
so
just
much.
they just asked an AI what the acceptable casualty rate would be, like the civilian casualty rate. That's what.
No, the AI is who determines is the target and whatnot, and does the work. It, operates the drone and everything with human oversight, or actually
Wait, what
very
is this?
minimal human
What is
oversight.
this Skynet thing that's happening right now?
That's what JD. I'm not joking you. This is literally that's what every person has said. This is Skynet.
What
This literally
what
is,
is
and
this?
this isn't a fake thing. This is a real thing. I'm not like making this shit up. Look it up. Look into it. This has been being implemented and whatnot, and they are just slowly removing the fucking human aspect of quote unquote war in general. But also, they are still out there shooting people. They are still out there manually operating drones. There are videos coming out of them just blowing up people that are walking, just walking. There's the video of a guy walking his bike that they claimed had an RPG. So they dropped a fucking bomb on him. And then after the bomb, you see the bike fall.
Man,
It, it's it's very disgusting fucking shit where they are
that
claiming,
sounds pretty disturbing. Yeah.
yeah,
No wonder Instagram keeps sending you like videos of people dying is because you're watching stuff like that too of civilians dying.
I keep myself informed on this. Or at least I try to, and I'm sure that's probably why Instagram does send me these videos, is because I watch so many of the shit to be like, oh my God, this is what's happening now. Um, Another thing that happened involving this is they bombed a humanitarian aid truck.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the name of the aid truck real quick.
So wait, where was this humanitarian aid truck coming from? Just
It was in Gaza. It was one of
okay.
the ones that they had let in, if I remember correctly. Uh, okay, so here's the title. By the way, also, Israel's military says it made grave mistakes in killing 7 aid workers in Gaza. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. You
I
made
mean,
grave mistakes when doing that. Hey, how
they
many
said they're
civilians have you
sorry.
killed?
They said they're sorry, James. That's the end of that.
Yeah. It's just a mistake. We're sorry. We're
It's just a
sorry.
mistake.
Anyways, here's the crazy thing, JD. How do you make that mistake?
I don't know.
How do you think they made that mistake?
In my opinion,
Yeah,
I
like
think
what
they
would
just
you
don't care.
say in your well, yes, obviously. But like if I was to tell you, JD, they were driving a very clean white van, and I say van, it's more like a, a Ford Escalade or Escape or Explorer. I don't fucking remember, but like a
Yeah.
big like kind of SUV-ish like truck.
Yeah.
Big white one with a huge, like three big logos on it,
Mm-hmm.
and the words of their aid group that they're with, especially on the roof of the truck, JD.
Yeah.
There were several bombs that were shot into this truck.
Hey, just a mistake, man.
Yeah, it's just a mistake. And, that video of them blowing up, the civilians walking towards the rubble to help clear it out. And then they see that one person survived of the three they bombed. And then, he's still hobbling towards the rubble and they blow him up to make sure. It's just a mistake. Those three, Hamas hostages that escaped and were running back to Israel, back to freedom, that had their shirts taken off, were waving white flags, had their hands in the air, and we shot them. It was just a mistake.
My God.
Israel is probably one of the actually genuinely grossest fucking like this is Nazi shit, dude. This is
I mean,
Nazi
yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah.
they literally see anybody in Palestine and just kill them. They
Yeah.
kill
I
their
mean, I
own
thought
people. They kill their own people. 20% friendly fire rate
20% friendly fire
of
rate.
only what's accounted as well.
Pull him, trying to emulate that A10 Warthog or whatever.
A10 Warthog, but it's with an M4 that we gave to some fucking freshly 18 kid from Switzerland who said he's Jewish.
Yeah. I mean, these kinds of things are just horrible. Just, terrible
It's very
things.
disgusting. Also, McDonald's is fucking losing out money because of the current boycott against Israel as well.
How long has that been happening for? Like,
The boycott, I
yeah.
mean, a very long time, but like probably the biggest push since October 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to buy back all of their restaurants in Israel so they could stop from losing a profit.
Hmm.
So they had to bite back from the franchisees out there who were the ones who were the ones owning them at the time because
Yeah.
they were losing so much money on it.
Yeah, and
To
they're
help
just
try and save face and be like, yeah, no, you guys can't supply free food to the people murdering all these civilians anymore.
yeah, well,
You know,
what happens to
kill a
McDonald's
civilian, take a
is
picture, and send us it, and we'll give you a free pizza from Pizza Hut. We'll give you a free Happy Meal. Here's a BetterHelp, fucking therapy session.
BetterHelp therapy
That's not a
session.
joke. That's not a joke.
They get sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yes, which is really
Wow,
funny because BetterHelp is the worst fucking therapy. They literally hire people off Craigslist and call centers.
that's pretty funny.
They suck. Um, no, yeah, it's crazy because like Starbucks is very much was one of the first ones that everyone was boycotting that showed like the biggest degree of like how much this is actually affecting it. Now McDonald's, and again, it's just like, yeah, you guys are gonna fucking take big hits because you're giving free shit and a lot of fucking outward support to these mass murderers. Who could have thought the guys that, raid people's houses and steal their fucking underwear and that shit, when they're not there after they bomb the fuck out of that part of the city? Who thought us giving them free fucking Big Macs was a bad thing? I thought I thought we would have been good press because of this.
McDonald's. He's just such a nice guy, giving free food to people.
Yeah, McDonald's known for its history of never being a bad business. It definitely didn't start off when the fucking ice cream dude entered the business and stole it from the brothers and then made it into this horrible monopoly that kills people. Who could have guessed?
Not me.
Roy, whatever his fucking name is.
Rory McDonald. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Not the McDonald's brothers who founded it.
Mm-hmm.
Roy McDonald's. Anyways, there's my bit of shit. Lavender AI. Fucking watch out for it. Bomb's heading to my house as we speak.
Well, not yet.
No, there's
But
not
maybe
100 civilians
sometime
around
in the
me yet.
future. Lavender AI is going to turn on all of us, and it's gonna become a neural
This
net
is literally
processor.
the fucking Captain America Winter
A
Soldier
neural
fucking AI.
a neural net processor, a learning computer.
This is the fucking whatever his name was, the Nazi dude from Captain America Winter Soldier. This is Argonzola's fucking
Godzilla.
Armin Zola, whatever his fucking name
Yeah,
is.
you're right. You're right the first time, I think.
Zola, that's all that matters is Zola's fucking
Where he turns himself into like an AI.
yeah, he turns himself into an AI and then they plug it into the fucking helicarriers and they were gonna start shooting all the fucking targets in the world that they deemed as threats with high civilian casualty rates. And it's almost like we keep making media pointing it out and then keep going, that's unrealistic. Anyways, you guys want to go join Skynet? I heard they're hiring.
Go join Skynet. It's in Israel. Well, I guess that's your daily dose of doom or news.
Yeah,
right there.
On some brighter note, earlier this week when I unloaded a truck, it was a very funny situation
What was
at
it?
work. So I went to go get coffees and stuff because it was very cold that day and we didn't have a heater. So I was like, I'm gonna go get some like coffees and hot drinks. As I'm leaving, I see a truck pulling. It has some totes in the back. Now totes are these big plastic containers that have liquid in them, polyurethane and stuff like that. Uh, and I see that there's no pallet jack, like a little hand forklift thing for them to crank it up and pull it out so we can reach it at the edge of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, oh, that's weird, but it's whatever. I asked my coworker, hey, do you want me to help you with this? He says, no, it's okay. I got it. It's just totes. And so I take off. I'm at the Dutch Bros getting some drinks and stuff. And halfway through the line, I get a message from one of my coworkers saying, Jim, get back here. We're fighting these truck drivers.
Jim, get back here. They got into a fight?
Yeah, and I'm like,
Physical
what?
alteration?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. And so I speed out of there once I get the drinks. And I get back, and I thought he was joking, you know. But I get
Yeah.
back, I see everybody at work standing in the driveway to our workplace. So we got like, I think there at the time, 5 guys. And so
Yeah.
all 5 of them are standing there.
What?
And the office next door, which is part of our workplace, one of the guys comes out, one of the son of the owner, but he's also like the financer guy. He comes out and he gets waved over to the truck by the 2 guys in it. And this guy, I'm not gonna say his name and everything, so I don't fucking out him, because he
Sure.
could ruin my life if I did. Uh, but he talks with just a loud voice, just normally because he has such a deep voice as is. So he's very,
Yeah.
you know, kind of just at this tone all the time and everything.
Yeah.
But that's just his voice. I've never heard him yell. I heard him yell that day.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, as I'm walking up with these coffees and I hear him yell, I'm like, oh my God, we actually are about to fight these guys.
We're about to fight these guys.
I'm about to
We're
tear
about
these guys out of this
we're
truck
about to
and
throw
make them
hands.
bite curb.
We're about to throw hands.
But so what I learned when I got back, and I kind of picked it up from the conversation, the guys in the truck didn't want to unload the truck. Now, that's not a surprise. We've done this before. We've unloaded it ourselves, even though they're supposed to be ones pulling the shit to the edge of the truck for us to grab. They didn't want to do
Yeah.
that because,
Okay.
as quote what they say, it's too hard work.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing: there are 2 guys in the truck, which is
Well,
an
I mean, it's
anomaly.
hard work, but it's not
Well,
as hard as being a content
the
creator.
thing is, though, there are 2 guys in the truck, JD, which is an anomaly because
That's weird.
that is weird. Unless one of them is specifically there to help pull shit to the edge of the truck,
Oh.
which they didn't do. And also, they didn't have any gear to do so with. So we had to use our own pallet jack, get it up there, get one of our guys up there, start pulling the totes to the edge of the truck while having to maneuver around their fucking shit that they had laying at the edge of their fucking semi truck bed.
Okay.
These 2 are apparently yelling at and like fighting with my guys the entire time I was gone. And they were
Huh?
taking pictures of them as well.
Yeah. There's like mugshots.
Yeah, except from a distance and peeking around the side of the truck, but doing it so badly that everybody can point at you when you do it. Um,
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of the picture stuff till after we had, because I had gotten there, I got in the forklift, helped unload the truck and everything. It was very annoying. Um, and we got it all set up, and then we see the guys just still there.
Mm-hmm.
I set a timer. It took them 7 minutes from us unloading the truck to then get out of the truck and close the doors to their semi.
Uh-huh.
That's weird because they never usually do that. Again, they then sit there for like a half hour outside of our workplace blocking our driveway
Uh-huh.
before they get out of the truck again to come talk to us.
Okay.
And from there, they're like, where are the papers? The what? The papers.
Papers,
Oh,
please.
the paperwork for the truck. Isn't this our copy? I don't have another copy. What do you mean? We need a copy. Oh, do you guys have a copy machine? One of my coworkers turned around, looked at what we had, and pointed at it. He said, I have a rolling machine, a hole pressing machine, and another rolling machine. Do you have a copier in your truck?
Do you guys have a copy machine? At that point, I quickly became homophobic. It sounded like you were setting up for that kind of a joke. It just comes out of nowhere.
I'm gonna lose my mind because like I then am told, hey, go get a leaf blower from next door because we were cleaning out our workplace as well because it was completely covered in dust from the winds. We always have a bay door that's open, so we had to sweep it out. I go
Yeah.
get the leaf blower. I walk back up. I see they take a picture of the totes that we unloaded. I'm like, okay, I guess it makes sense. Then they turn, hold the camera right in the face of one of my coworkers, takes his picture like less than a foot from him as he's looking him dead in the eyes,
Yeah.
and then does it to my other coworker. And I'm about to say something because, like, I've had enough of these guys. It was very annoying to unload the truck for them, especially when we had to get multiple guys in the truck to help push the totes around because how tightly packed and improperly secured they were.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm about to say some shit because I walked in and like fucking slammed the leaf blower down, and I'm like, okay, it's fucking time to stop being quiet. Thankfully, my other coworker says some shit before me. He's like, "What do you think you're gonna do with that? What do you think doing that does?" And he pulls out his phone and then shoves it right in the guy's face and starts taking like a collage of pictures of him. And he's like, "I can do it too, pal."
I'm gonna use your copier. I'm gonna print out these photos. Use your copier. I'm gonna post them on the
copier real quick.
I'm gonna post them on my fridge.
Then the two dudes are like, okay, they then take like 10 minutes to figure out the paperwork issue by just standing at the edge of our walkway, just sitting there, calling somebody on the phone, them getting hung up on again and again. And it's just like this series of like stupidity where we're going, what the fuck is happening? What are you two doing? Get out of here. Leave. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
We're just yelling at them. We're like, get the fuck out of here. What do you want? And they start taking pictures of the paperwork.
You want
they take
your
like
paperwork.
8 pictures per page. There's 4 pages. And they take the pictures at snail pace.
Come on, Jay, you can't blame them. They're boomers. They don't know how to use their phones correctly or something.
They weren't, though. My coworker fucking walks up and takes the page, just grabs them. He's like, get the fuck out. Literally get out of here right fucking now. He's just screaming at these dudes. And it was the thing of like, I was like, it's okay for us to do this because our boss walked over here and did it. Also, you guys have been nothing but completely assholes to us this whole time. You were being weird. You were sneaking pictures of us before anything happened. Then you started walking up and taking pictures of our faces in front of us. Like, get the fuck out and get away before we do some shit. They just want to
take some pictures of their friends to post on social media. Like, hey, I'm here with the boys. And it's just the mugshot of your coworker.
I suggested, and I did mean this genuinely, we take the 2 forklifts and just fucking flip their trailer.
Why?
Because they sat in front of our workplace for like over an hour straight. They didn't move. Like after that happened, they were still there. JD. They like did not leave. And I was genuinely like, we had a bunch of our own trucks stacking up on the side of the road because more people were getting back. More people were arriving.
I wish you did do that because I know for sure that you'd be the ones in trouble if you did that.
I know, but I also have so much fun with it. Like, we literally had almost our entire crews back for that day, and I would have suggested we all just go down there and use our hands to fucking flip it with how many of us there were by the time they fucking left.
Just get up to the side of it and just deadlift it over.
just start shaking it. No, but like genuinely, I thought they were going to take off while we were unloading it with our guys in the back of the truck because I heard them let off their brakes. Because on a semi, when you let off your brakes, it makes a very loud puff of air. Like you hear the air escape the brakes.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, I stopped and like stared at my coworker, and he just kind of stared at me for a moment until we waited like it was long enough to keep going. Because he was in the back of the truck, and I saw him just like pause and stare at me, and I'm like staring at him like, oh no.
That'd be so funny if they just floored it immediately.
Dude, I would have fucking driven after them with the forklift, tried to get in front of it. If they ram me, I'd fucking jab the forks right through their fucking engine block. These guys made such a lasting impression. I was going to be like, I will fucking take this thing down. I don't care. You
will die on this hill.
I will die.
You will die in this forklift.
I will die on this forklift. Arms spread. Witness me. Spray carb cleaner into my mouth instead of silver paint like the fucking war boys from Mad Max.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy dealing with all these NPCs.
Oh man, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy these fucking NPCs from Grand Theft Auto NPCs. From
Grand Theft Auto 5.
These genuine Grand Theft Auto NPCs who stare at you, say like one catchphrase, and then like have a little weird freak out before pulling out their phone and taking pictures of you.
Yeah, you walk up to them, they say, hey, what are you looking at? You don't do anything, and they immediately get into their fighting stance like they're ready to fight you.
Yeah.
That's what just happens.
God, they were so weird.
Huh. I mean, I wasn't there, so I can't really corroborate. Do I believe James? I
wanted to get pictures, but my coworkers told me that they had taken enough already. They had a lot of pictures of it.
Yeah, I'm sure, James. It's just every single time one of these weird like interactions you have happens, you're just like, oh, for some reason or another, I don't have any, physical evidence of it, pictures or whatever. I mean, so if you enjoyed, you should subscribe, like,
I'm sorry.
And we do this every Sunday.
I'm an asshole.
I love that bit that you do. When you're just like, you want Jade, you're a bitch, you little shit. Well, I'm just talking over you.
Well, that's my thing of like me trying to like, you know, like be like, I can be an asshole too, and then I do it, I'm like, I don't like this. Guys, I don't think I can keep doing this.
Too bad, James. Now the world, this is what you're showing the world. I get to upload it all in its pristine, unedited glory. Every Sunday.
Hey guys, Jimmy edits out the parts where he says
that'll be it from me. If you enjoy, you can check out James in the description below.
Gonna get through the outro.
And James, bring us out.
So